Thomas found me a Chelsea fan.
You got the shirts on today. I missed the memo.
Yeah, I know. I need some. Y'all, when I get some more money and this pod takes off, I'm gonna send y'all jerseys just as present. I wanted to send y'all Christmas presents so bad, and I was like, well, shit.
We should make Pray Ball jerseys.
Definitely making an Pray Ball jersey. Definitely making an Pray Ball jersey. For sure.
Collab.
Good way to do it. My brother and I, what we've been doing is depending how the season series goes between Arsenal and Chelsea, whoever wins that one's got to buy the winner.
The current jersey.
This man's been getting jerseys.
Right, he's got jerseys forever. We have been collecting some W's lately.
I'm trying not to tell him that, he'll catch on one of these years, but even been trying to find other side bets just to make it even.
Cover the spread and shit, right?
If y'all win, but we beat you in both games, then
right, exactly. Yeah. If we beat you in the FA Cup, that's really what he needed to do.
And he's using fucking Champions League aggregate scoring too. This motherfucker is like, oh, you gotta score 4 when you play us,
Social, man. Loyalty over royalty. Y'all niggas know the vibes.
Looking like official.
Whoopie.
Bitch, I'm outside of some movie.
Boy, I see all y'all heads bobbing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now tuned in to the Eat, Pray, Ball podcast. It's your boy, Matt Marshall. It's the unmistakable Ash Austin, all the way from Houston, Texas. We got my boy, Thomas Pierce, who's typically in LA, but now he is out in SF and has brought me a newcomer to the show. What's up, my man, Joe? A Chelsea fan. Come on, you Blues. Welcome in, Joe. I appreciate you hopping on. It's good to see another brother in America and another good-looking Chelsea fan out here.
What'd you say earlier? They look like middle-aged white men.
Bruh. I was telling AJ, and AJ knows because we went to Chelsea Stadium in Fulham, and all the Chelsea fans are like very unattractive, like white males. Like that's all I saw, like a couple old women too. But I was just like
balding from the crown,
balding from the crown, or just weird stuff, just like I don't know, man. It's good to see some good-looking Chelsea fans. That's all I mean.
Yeah, but I think that's just the history of Chelsea, though, right? Like Chelsea have not had
there's no historic
team that have had historical brothers on their team, right? Like Arsenal, it's like most black people love Arsenal.
Well, but that's historical local brothers. We got Drogba, Anelka. We got.
Yeah, I know, but early 2000s Chelsea was like very Italian, like Di Matteo, Zola. Y'all did not.
That's
have
right.
brothers on that
the history
team.
is not there. The history is not there. We're trying to.
You've literally named the only two that were probably between 2000 and 2010.
We had them all. We had Gallus. We had,
not Gallus, the traitor.
I'm stretching. But no, I mean, that's true. Like London, like history of brothers, history of like bringing on young London boys themselves. Like Arsenal, like you can see Arsenal's in like the, in the hip hop culture of England. So it's funny. But hold up.
Yeah,
no, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, like, even when you see, like, rappers and, like, they're wearing jerseys, I don't see them wearing Chelsea jerseys.
Nah, no. I never. Well, I see, like, African rappers wearing Chelsea. I've seen Afro B wear a Chelsea jersey. I went mad when I heard the Drogba song. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I believe we can get, hopefully soon, Afro B will jump on a podcast. I was talking to George about him.
Look at this man. Shameless plug. We bringing Afro B in. Okay. Let's definitely do that.
The more the merrier.
Let's do that. Well, shoot, right before we started the show, we were talking about the table. So I just want to bring up the Prem table. We talk about the Prem table, Joe, on this show all the time. More so than any other leagues. We also dabble in wherever Cristiano Ronaldo is or Neymar is. Obviously, talk about La Liga and Messi and whatnot. But hold on,
that matters. Table is like the official scorecard to allow you to talk trash at any point of the season.
The second somebody comes up, even if nobody's even played games yet, like you played the one Friday game of the week, you like, we top. All right, here we go. 1 Man City, Man United after them, Liverpool in 3, Leicester in 4, West Ham 5. West Ham. Tots is 6. Chelsea 7. Everton 8. Villa 9. Arsenal 10 as of right now.
Look, I'm just saying you're gonna also spread when the Everton hit that 7th spot, boy.
So again, I bet, Joe. I don't know, 3.
Everyone. I think you look at everyone.
Yeah, everyone I play soccer with, everyone. No, I bet. I know at least I bet like 150, 50 against you, and 50 against George, or something like that. Something like $300 for Everton to not place higher than 8th at the finish of the season.
Ooh.
That's what I said, right? I said will not place higher than 8th, right?
Oof.
We're going to run it back on other podcasts.
At the beginning of the season.
And then they got James Rodriguez.
Bruh.
But luckily, I hate to say it because I don't like preying on people's downfall. He's been hurt. Luckily, he's been hurt lately. But he just came back and scored that goal. So I don't know. But I
heard you before the season, man, because he started off hot. I mean, the guy was asleep for how many years?
Dog, they were like unbeaten for like 7 games or something at the start of the season. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, we got a good show coming up. How we do this is we typically have like certain topics. We talk about games, and then after games, maybe teams. After teams, maybe players of the last week and the last kind of year since we haven't been back since the new year. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year to all y'all, 2021. But before I do that, since you're new, I want to ask you, obviously we know who your team is. How did you come about liking your team? And what's your Chelsea story?
Oh, absolutely, man. It started off in probably middle school, high school. There was only 2 games we played in the basement of my parents' house. It was NBA 2K. No, I'm sorry, NBA Live. Before 2K was 2K. And we used to play NBA Live. And then the other one was definitely FIFA. And I think it was the 08 the international FIFA. That's when they they didn't have the international teams on like actual FIFA game.
They had like the separate World Cup game or something like that. FIFA World Cup.
That's our money and shit.
Yeah, we used to do that one, and then it just continued year after year. We play in the basement, get lost in the tapes. Literally, I can't tell you how many PlayStation controllers I've broken on the floor. It's like you could shoot from 40, and it was like the Steph Curry sliders were on back then.
He hits it. That was back. Yeah, I remember like the old like Rooney, Ronaldo days where you could just shoot it from half field in the beginning. Yeah.
Bro, tear it. Fucking tear it. Or just, I remember Samuel Eto'o, I'd have him just sprint up to the front and just pass it to him.
Eto'o was fire. I bet Eto'o was fire back then.
Like, dude. I'm like, cheat code shit.
And shoot, I mean, it went from there. I think Thomas was always an Arsenal fan. My brother too, my older brother as well. So they connect on that. Our other buddy was a ManU fan, so I'm like, well, shoot, I can't choose y'all team.
So just for the competition.
And then from there, it's just like when you started dogging each other, you're like, these are my boys.
Yeah, yeah. And probably around that time, too, like it was the right time of winning, too. You know, like winning trophies. Arsenal probably hadn't won nothing. I know Man United was on fire, but...
I'm not mistaken. Jose was coaching at that time around 08, 09.
Yeah.
When he was coaching them. So, I mean, they were nice. They had Drogba, a couple of those guys, and they were getting it. John Terry, freaking Lampard.
He just got sacked. How you feel about that?
It was questionable hire to begin with. You know, for me, I hate. Not that I hate.
Really? You didn't want Frank like at the... Oh, you don't like Hollywood signings.
Like the player turning into coach. It never bodes well. You know, like even basketball crossover, but Jason Kidd doing it. You know, that didn't work out too well. You know,
it's working for Zidane pretty well.
I was about to say Zidane.
It's working for, Juventus that aren't top of the league, but Pirlo's doing a better, decent job.
Yeah, Pirlo's doing okay.
I think you gotta, but those guys work their way up, right? You don't just hop into a Juventus gig, right?
Zidane didn't work his way up.
Nah, Zidane was coaching like the B team for a good
He was the B team. I mean, from the B team to Real Madrid, that's a pretty big leap.
Yeah, that's a huge leap. But he was at least coaching. Like Frank did his thing at Derby though.
Frank was coaching.
Frank got Derby out of their league.
B team Real Madrid, Derby, probably comparable.
Yeah. Well,
I bet B Team Real Madrid is a little bit better.
Yeah, he's going through the Rolodex trying to find out where.
Does Real Madrid even have a B team? Do they have a youth squad? Who do they bring up?
Man, shoot, Odegaard. Well, no, Odegaard got bought. Who am I thinking of? Lucas Vasquez, who has always been Zidane's dude, got brought up.
Real Madrid do not have a poppin' B team. Well, let's look up the B team.
Alvaro Morata came up from the B team. Your boy Ceballos came up from the B team. What? Get out of here, man! I don't want to hear that. Y'all have. Yeah, Real Madrid's got something, but I agree with you. It was a little bit of a Hollywood signing, but because I had heard about how well he did with Derby, I wanted to see it. And then that season, last season, I was like, oh, he coached teenagers to top 4. Like I was chilling off of it. I feel like I would have given, just based on last year, and I know that's why I don't make these ton of decisions. Based on last year, I would have given him at least to the end of the year. Win or lose.
That's fair.
And
sure.
and just said, yeah, do it. I do think now, looking at him, he made some questionable ass signings. Like
100%.
Like you have all this money and, what the one thing you were missing last year was like, a certified striker. So you brought in Timo Werner. He has scored 20 goals plus in multiple seasons. I get the thinking, but he's not like your previous striker who got you all those goals last year. So like I would bring in, Giroud and Tammy seemed fine to me. You got a OG who's been in the game as a front man, target man, and you got Tammy. But yeah, I thought, Kai Havertz is just hella questionable to me, but we'll see. We'll see.
That one. Convinced those cams are very useful.
Yeah.
I just don't think they are productive in this style of the game.
Yeah. I don't. Those like.
I mean, 230 million on
during COVID.
Random names is just not. I just thought those were really bad signings.
Yeah. Take your time.
I would say that last year's team is better than this year's team, and just put Giroud up front. Giroud's your best striker.
Put Giroud up top. Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you. So we'll see.
Giroud, bro.
It's just he doesn't have. I think that he gets a little bit of a fault because he's not as young as some of these guys, and he can't play game after game after game. Like you can put him in crunch time.
Right, Giroud don't want to start. To be honest, he'll want to start in like big games, and straight up, he's like good to come off the bench and come get you goals. Like Giroud's like, if you start me at half or give me 60 minutes every time, he has that mentality. That's why I like him. Like he's like, whatever, I'm on the field, whatever. But
so like you said, start Tammy and then bring in Giroud.
Every time,
not working.
Every time, I would just do that back and forth. I mean, we've seen
Timo Werner is worse at shooting than Pepe. The man just cannot hit the fucking frame at all.
I don't know, Pepe, bro. He's not earning that 72 for me, dog. Golly.
Dude,
someone pay me 72 million, please.
I promise you, I will do something. I will be taking shots, or pass. I'm going to be passing the best balls to Aubameyang. That's what I'm going to do. Let me find the best player. Oh, here it is. That's all I'm doing.
The shot selection and I'll be like, what are you doing?
It's the same. It's not even that it's just the shot selection. It's the same thing every time. It's 3 step overs and a wild ass swing at the ball, and who knows where it's going.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Can we get into the games?
Let's get into the game. I even said we wouldn't even talk about Arsenal this week, but it's just inevitable. Such is life in America and on this show. We got to get into some games. I don't know if you've seen any of these. First one, Man United. I'm sorry, not Man United Arsenal, because that was a wash. But Liverpool Tottenham. Did you see Liverpool Tottenham earlier this week?
Saw the highlight.
Yeah, bro.
That was a good ass game.
That was a good ass game. Like, and it's it's funny, especially these top 6 games. They're like few and far between sometimes. Because everything is just so we don't want to lose points, stalemate type shit. But they were going at it, and I mean, we were talking about it earlier, Thomas. Like, Jose knows what he's doing, Jose knows what he's doing, like, and the way he manages people.
Is he as much a whisperer now, though, as he was? Is the big question with him, because the dud that they dropped today,
today looked
Maybe they were gassed out. Who knows? But
Yeah, I do think they have like zero bench, but
Yeah. Because they just look tired today. Like,
yeah. Well, and it's also Harry Kane. He gets injured, and he kind of gets injured around these same times every year.
fucking year.
And like when it's really tight and you need him, and suddenly suddenly they drop points every year.
Well, I mean, I thought Bale would have added like a good amount of depth to that team, but
Bruh.
the man is just MIA.
Bruh.
He's still in the stands with his umbrella, just
everybody
chilling.
Be that next. Oh man, he's going back to Mourinho. I'm like, what? He gonna be the same motherfucker, bro.
Dog, he doesn't even look like he doesn't look like a shadow of himself. Like he just be on the field standing.
No, he looks like a shadow himself. He just he's just there.
It's crazy. Like he doesn't make runs. He doesn't like look like he's trying to do anything. He just be kind of wafting on the field. Like what is going on with him?
Like he in practice, damn near, just going through the motions, bro. But I just think Real Madrid kind of warm out his spirit or something. I don't know, bro. They were holding up the cup, and he was standing in the corner like.
So yeah, cool.
Kind of need to send him back.
I'm saying, like, he's too used to this golf and play lifestyle. Like, let me golf and, oh, you called me? Okay. 20 minutes at the end of the game and back home. What is going on?
You also have more in the Premier League, right? Like, so I don't know. Maybe he's just like, well, his competition's way different.
Yeah.
These boys are playing. Like, I can't just sit here and look pretty, shoot a couple.
He's like, I just came off like 2 serious injuries, and these boys are sliding cleats up. This is as far as I'm running. Exactly. No, that's for real. He just looks horrible. Yeah, I say Bale to MLS. That's what I say.
Yo, real talk.
Yeah, come real use talk. Your like interesting shooting ability, and like maybe if you have a little speed, you just beat somebody one-on-one on some long ball, and you're a hero here. I would love to see him.
Bale to Miami for sure.
Bale to Miami. Nah, fuck that. Bale to LA. I would love to see him out here. That would be cool.
Would you? Shit, I'm about to be bankrupt.
Giroud,
Bale on your team.
Giroud come to LA.
Yeah, Giroud could come to LA.
Easy.
Yeah, he could. He could.
Giroud could for sure.
He's scoring goals. He could do
that. Big man style of play clearly
is long lasting.
Play till he's 40. Right.
Ask Zlatan.
What makes Zlatan so good? Is it because of his height? Is that definitely a big factor for it, or it's just Zlatan is Zlatan?
Zlatan is just Zlatan. That's just like period. But he's also like keeps his body in crazy shape. And is hella flexible, and I think that's that's a big part of just being athletes. Like I think Cristiano and LeBron James to be doing that all the time.
A lot. Okay.
But his playing style is also just Zlatan. Like he's a big man and he's still physical at this age, but has the craziest like Berbatavian touch where like you can't get the ball from him. So he floats on the field, and he's also got a deadly strike. So, like, he can go and, like, come take a touch, give the ball away, get in the box, and then just one-touch it. Header, off the thigh, ninja kicking, like, it's really...
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Giroud do, like, score goals from, like, very... Like, Giroud's, like, putting his head down where, like, the defender who's 6 foot, his knee is, right? Like, Giroud's just getting to places that no one's willing to get. Zlatan is able to do that, too. Like, that scorpion kick that he does, like... It's incredible how flexible and athletic these guys are, but they are able to preserve their energy in such an efficient way.
Yes, 100%. And
I think the between him though and let's say like Bale is that Zlatan still. You could see the way he plays, and when he scores on you, he's like dogging you, letting you know he just.
Can we talk about the game? Can we talk about?
Well,
yeah. So speaking of that, the other game of the week, and probably maybe the best game of the week. I mean, that Liverpool Tots was good, but Zlatan versus Lukaku straight off, Milan derby. That was lit. That was lit. The one reason I wouldn't have given it game of the week is because that fucking red card by Zlatan was so dumb.
So dumb.
Like
so,
what? Like you're just gonna like you don't even need to be tackling anybody. You were a striker. Like to get a second yellow off that shit was pretty dumb. But
yeah, absolutely.
He was heated going into the half though. I don't know. and between them, they were barking.
Well, I don't know if he was heated or if it was just Lukaku. Like I sent y'all something I found, or maybe I sent it to George, something where it showed the like scroll of what they were saying, and it was just like testosterone shit. It was just like fuck you, fuck you. Like Zlatan got called out for possible racism because he said like go make your mother do voodoo or something like that. Go call home and do voodoo or some shit like that. And then like Lukaku said, like fuck your wife and your mom, or fuck your wife and your sister, some shit like that. But that voodoo shit, like there was another. I sent it to you, Thomas. I'm tripping. I sent it to you. Apparently like. There was some story about Lukaku. Man, since I sent it to Thomas, I'm just going to read it. There was some story about Lukaku not going in United because of voodoo or something like that.
Yeah. His mom saw him in a certain jersey or something, like unhappy. He was so unhappy in a jersey or something, like he had a vision, and he chose not to go to
Yeah, not to go back to Chelsea. His mom saw a voodoo sign to not go back to Chelsea. So, all that said, like that was dumb as hell. But outside of that, so like if Zlatan stayed on the field, do you think they would have won? Do you think AC would have won?
I mean, they sure would have a better fucking chance.
Yeah, no.
Like I just you saw the tackle. It was unnecessary as fuck.
It was unnecessary. It was kind of like a like against the run, like a counterattack foul, like a smart foul if you didn't have a card or something.
If you didn't, yeah, exactly. I don't know if it really, for me, I guess it warranted yellow, which he already had one already. So, yeah, that just wasn't a smart move by him. He fucked his team in that, but I mean, it was still a fight, no matter what, even after he's off the pitch. So.
And those two teams are 2 points away on the actual, like that was the Coppa Italia. So that's like, first laugh goes to Conte, Lukaku, and Inter. But it's tight. It's Milan, Inter, 46-44, Roma at 40 points, Juventus at 39, Napoli at 37. Like shit, is Serie A might be like the place to watch.
To watch for sure.
It seems like even all year, they've been so tight for a while. I mean, Premier League's just now getting a little tighter.
Yeah, Premier League's getting like real goofy, and now it's starting to stretch out because Liverpool looks kind of crazy right now too.
Yeah, but I think Zlatan would have stayed in. He shows up for big games. That's what he does. Like if he would have stayed in, he might have got them one more back. But given the gravity of the situation, I think he would have made a little bit more of a difference. I don't know if they would have won, but it would have definitely given him a better shot.
Yeah.
Those are two big motherfuckers too. When they were arguing, they were talking over everybody.
Yeah, I guess we didn't even talk about the fight. Like that's like I was like at work. That's like the craziest thing about being here. It's always on like a Tuesday, at 12 in the middle of the day. But I was sitting here just getting amped up because not only was it like the narrative Lukaku versus Zlatan, but I saw them chirping at each other. And then the second like they came up and squared up, I was like, oh shit, like let's go. Yeah. So like that moment, that's a big moment for this team. That was lit.
A fight, who you think will win?
I don't know. Like, I feel like Lukaku kind of would pummel Zlatan, to be honest. Like, Zlatan
is a black belt.
That's what like Zlatan's like a Muay Thai black belt or whatever. But what does that mean? Like, Lukaku is 29 or 28 and big as swole as fuck. He's in the best shape of his life. I don't know.
I think Zlatan might win that fight.
Lukaku? Okay.
I think Zlatan commands fear. Like, I think Zlatan has done a really good job his whole career at showing that he's not afraid of you. The motherfucker's also 6'7", so like we get it. But I honestly think Lukaku would spear the fuck out of all that Muay Thai and just. But I'm biased though. And this might go back to the Chelsea days. Like, we should still have this man, but like I've been a Lukaku fan for a long time. So even Joe, on this podcast, we've brought this topic up over and over. Like, would you rather have Lukaku right now or Zlatan right now? Not in their prime or whatever. Just if you could sign either one.
I'd go Lukaku right now. Yeah. The reason I say that is I feel like obviously his ceiling, I think, is obviously much higher. Zlatan is like just riding this wave of like, I don't know, he just got the star in Mario, and it's just
Star Mario.
a fade. One of these years, or Tom Brady effect, if you will. Like one of these days, it's like still good, but he's fucking up a lot more now. But Lukaku is just he's still getting better. He's still learning. Like you said, he's strong, best shape of his life right now.
Good upside for sure.
The upside is there. Like if I'm starting my team right now,
Building around.
I'm taking Lukaku.
Yeah.
Unless you're MLS, you know, it takes slots.
Yeah, but you know, in MLS, he was running up the score there. He's not doing that in every other league.
Right. I mean, he is, but like it's simple. I'm glad I have logical people. I don't know who are the illogical people on this show. You were definitely one of them, but you were hyping. You were like getting hyped. I think when you're
him now, he old as shit, still putting in work. What are you talking about, bro?
I think we were playing Football Manager. Like, would you rather have somebody who's 39 or 29? 27, whatever.
We're talking about football players. We're talking about Zlatan. Like, bro, he's not just any football player.
He's not, but that Mario shit is hilarious. That is the real life. That is exactly what's going on. He is just he's just riding through.
Busting breaks like everything.
Yeah. So the third game of the matches of the week I was going to talk about, and this is just an honorable mention. I don't even know if you saw this game, but Leeds Leicester. I've said this on this podcast before. Like every week, it's always like an Everton or a Leeds. Like Leeds is hella fun to watch. Like I love, like they don't play no defense, but they be digging stuff out. But like Leicester was supposed to destroy them, and what do we say? Leicester's like 3 in the table, 4 in the table. But Leeds dug out that win today, and it was a good ass game. So.
Bruh, the little scrappy teams, bro. I feel like before Premier, they had like, top teams, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, you know what I mean? Like back in the day. But now, like Leicester won the league a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like these younger teams, the hungrier teams, I feel like there's more fight in them, and their development from years ago, I feel like they're all like, it's getting better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From their youth.
Right. So, I mean, these clubs are still storied. Like Leeds has been a huge historical club, but hasn't been around, and they haven't had the money, but they have enough money. Like they have enough money to bring in Bielsa, who is this best coach, everybody's your favorite coach's favorite coach, and they have enough money to bring in these pieces, I guess. Did y'all see the Leeds? It's not All or Nothing, but it was like We're Coming Home Leeds or something.
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, on Amazon.
I'm watching that right now. It is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Sure.
It's not as good as Jose. It's not as good as Tottenham, I don't think.
Yeah, bro, like I got so much respect for that man.
Yeah.
I hate Steph, but he's like kind of like I never like God rest his soul, but I'm a Celtics fan, so like I hated fucking Kobe. But then at some point you just like, this guy is great, and that's what Jose is, bro. He's a great fucking coach, bro, and he's a player's coach. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He wants to win, and he wants the people to like from their depths of their soul. He wants them to be hungry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's not an asshole. I mean, you've seen in the media they portray him to be an asshole because of the way he talks.
Right, you only see half of it. But that's what's funny. Like, compare that, and that's a great comparison to Bielsa, who is like Moneyball. Like, he's got all these stats and analytics. There was a whole episode on like he had sent a scout to another teams to see how they play, and like people were like, wagging the finger at him for that. And then he'd put on this whole press conference and showed like all the reports and shit he does. Like, he is okay, this guy runs fast enough, I'm gonna put him on the wing. This guy, and they just go forward the whole time. Like, they have to be fit.
Younger, even Klopp now. Like, Klopp knows his personnel. You know what I mean? He just knows his people.
That is kind of like Klopp, huh? Yeah.
You know what? Like, he just knows his personnel. Which I think is so important for a coach. Stop trying to stretch players that like we said with Bale. Like, we want him to do more, but we know he's not going to do more. So why the fuck is you even putting him in that situation? You know what I'm saying?
Still, like, every time I hear his name, I'm just fucking confused. Like, how can you just drop that much? But yeah, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if anything, but I agree with you on that Klopp thing. Klopp is like Bielsa with hugs. You know what I mean? Like he'll come on the field and hug you at the end of the game, but still he's like, Shaqiri is the same as Salah, is the same as Curtis, is the same, and he'll just fucking play chess on your ass with these same pieces. So they're starting to look good again. You know, we'll see how the defenders come back, but they're starting to look good.
So I think like it's a perfect storm of a lot of stuff. The pandemic is really going to screw some people over financially. I think Chelsea being one of them. So, I mean, when you do that, you're cash strapping these teams, you know, and then they can't make as many transfers. So these people, now you have that with these people raising, you know, their youth players, their B teams, and they're coming up 4 or 5 years in. We're at that 4 or 5 year mark now, right? So now you have no fans, you have cash-strapped bigger clubs, and now these teams who've been playing together with chemistry 5, 6 years, you're going to see more and more losses like this.
Damn.
The rest of this season, and I think even next season too.
That's an interesting take on that. Like we are seeing a completely different brand of soccer than we've seen in years past. Not just because fans are missing, but you know, it's clearly taken a global effect to this.
GMs are going to have to work for their salary now, man. No longer are you going to be able to say, "Hey, I'm going to splash 230 in the transfer window this time around, and then if it doesn't work out, I'll just do it again in the summer." You can't do that. Nobody in the stands.
Shit is getting too expensive. It's like you can't. One player will bankrupt you.
That's probably why they didn't wait for Lampard for the end of the season. They're like, dude, you freaking screwed us over. Now we got to actually play with these guys and figure out who's going to make it work. We got to find the coach to make it work now, not the players for the coach.
It's a tough. That's man. I don't.
Hey, is Henry still coach of Toronto or no? Because I thought I saw someone else about to be the manager of them or something like that.
I don't know. That would.
But I would love. I mean, this is just super fanboy shit, but I'd love Henry like to coach Arsenal one day, for real, for real. I don't know how great of a coach he is, but I think
that was what I was gonna say. I don't know how good of a
he hasn't shown any signs of being like he hasn't even done what Frank Lampard has done. You know, like 100%. Let alone.
He coached at Belgium when they lost to France, I believe. For that,
he was an assist there, right?
Mm-hmm. He was assist to what's Buddy's name? Buddy who used to
Roberto Martinez. Yeah, he coached Chelsea. Yeah.
I yell at people like he is at Toronto.
Right, but like he went to Monaco, was there for like 9 months. Hold on,
that didn't work out.
And that didn't work out. No, he was there for a year. Quote unquote.
Wasn't no, it's not like he hand chose. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he got the short end of the stick, kind of like Lampard did. You know,
he just doesn't. He doesn't.
How did Lampard get the short end of the stick?
Well, I just felt like they should have kept him at least to the end of the season. Is what I was saying. You know.
No loyalty to your
if you spend $230 million on trash,
he was better off. Honestly, Frank was better off with the ban. Like Frank was better. Like they should have done some other ban, leaked it to the press.
The bar is so low, it's easy to get over.
The bar
you got
was
a
low.
ban. You got to figure out what the players you got.
I got to be honest, though. I don't know if Tammy and Mason Mount and Pulisic half of the season and whomever else could have got it done for us and Giroud, could have got it done for us this year the way they did it last year.
I'm just saying, like you said, we were in the middle of COVID and you guys had a war chest. 200+ million. Like, Chelsea just has very deep pockets.
Very. I was looking for a defender. I was looking for a couple wing backs. Maybe not a couple. We got Ben Chilwell, which I wanted.
Chilwell's good.
Chilwell's good. But now we're playing a 3-5-2, and Marcus Alonso's back in the mix, and he's scoring. Like, I don't even know I don't know how to feel. I'm not a fan of Tuchel, though. I watch PSG very intently because I'm a Neymar stan, and when that man came in, it really looked like he just stopped coaching. He was like, wait a minute, I think you guys got it better than me, so we're just going to sit here. Like, it made no sense. And now
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, now I'm seeing him actually coach Chelsea because there's been a whole formation switch and player personnel switch, but it doesn't look good. It looks, I mean, it could with different players, but it just doesn't look good.
know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time because like everybody wanted fucking Arteta out a couple weeks ago. Now we're fucking winning. You know what I mean? Like it takes time to build your chemistry, especially with the coach, and build that trust. So
I'm not mad at that. You're right. I'm being impatient. I was
I'm just gonna go very superficial. I've never seen a coach run around with a boot on the sideline before. So I just can't trust the man.
Like, I want a swag coach. Frank is not swag necessarily. He's like blue collar greats. Blue collar greatest hits is probably what I'd give Frank. But I want to.
That's like at least Arteta's trying on the side.
Yeah, Arteta's clean. You know, Pep is always clean. He revolutionized the sweater vest game.
Like Mr. fucking clean, bro.
Clean.
Fucking dope.
He is clean. You know who else is clean? This is. I was never gonna bring this up in the show, but while we're on this subject, Scott Parker. Isn't Scott Parker coaching Fulham?
Clean.
Because Scott Parker is clean as fuck.
Yeah.
He looks like you're good English, but he looks like a Bond. I'm like, who is this dude? Scott Parker is clean. But yeah, all right. We see how Chelsea's doing. You're right. I think Chelsea needs a little time. Another team I wanted to highlight because they started to look good. They topped the table for a little bit. Was Man United. Like, Man United seemed to like start playing like the team they should have always been playing like with those like the team I'm playing with on FIFA is how Man United is actually looking in real life.
That's your go-to team on FIFA right now, ManU?
My go-to team will always be PSG. Like my go-to team will always be wherever Neymar is because I am trick stick hero. But
I'm just wondering, is ManU, are they really looking that good or does no one else looks that good?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think no one else looks fucking stellar.
Like,
bro.
Bruno is doing his thing, 100%.
Bruno's doing his thing. Now Pogba seems to be
City
playing
look
well.
Trash. They don't look good. No one else. Liverpool are fumbling and bumbling. It just seems like the taking is there for like a ManU, a Leicester, an Everton, or whoever it may be.
And do it. So do it. It might give them some confidence. Like, they look good when they play well, is what I'm saying. And I've seen them play well to like only one team has scared me this year when I seen them play. It was Liverpool. Like, damn.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool just looks scary. Liverpool looked kind of like City did, 3 years ago when City came out, like beating teams 5-0, 5-0, 6-0, 6-2, whatever. But there was a point in some of these games that I've seen Manchester play, not against Arsenal, but where it was just like, man, y'all can't stop them. Like, Bailly kind of comes back and is healthy and kind of shores up that back line. Now they have it like right in the midfield. Finally, you got like two sitting midfields in like McTominay. Actually, it's like three. It's like three across the middle. You have like Pogba on the left and, Fred in the center. And then Bruno kind of gets to float, but he's more on the right. And they just float. And you got like Martial and Rashford are Martial and Rashford. They're playing well.
Yeah, I think they're just coming into their form and changing the formation like helps everybody kind of like not be in their favorite spot where they want to be, but like everybody's kind of happy. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it look like it? Did you see Pogba's goal? Like, I don't know if it was midweek or he hit some bullet. Like, and again, like I'm a Pogba stan too, Joe. So it's sometimes I just be overdoing it, but like that's what you want your 100 million pound guy doing. You know what I mean?
Be ripping the ball through the fucking net, man. That's why I was like, who is this Pogba? Like, he needs to leave. Everybody has that meme. It's like, why is Pogba playing so well in that third kit? It's because it looked like a Juve jersey.
That's real. He was balling. He was balling in the third kit.
To answer Ash's question here, like their schedule from just December, January, honestly, I think it was more of just United's on a streak because of the strength of schedule at the time. They weren't overly beating anybody, like they had a couple good wins and like FA Cup.
They weren't 4-0ing anybody or anything.
They weren't 4-0, but I think they got a good streak going during the heaviest time of the year. Again, people
for sure.
That's real.
Days, and they took
a good point.
Easy points, but not easy points. They worked for them. They got picked up some good points, some hard-earned points.
Yeah,
but like if they keep that up now that the schedule's going to spread back out in February and March, and and maybe potentially finish up top.
That is a good point. It is about how you get through the winter out here.
Absolutely. I mean, like 2-1 against Aston Villa. You got 1-0 against Burnley. 2-1 against Fulham. Yeah, and they lost to Sheffield United.
I was about to say, and then you couldn't dig one out against the worst team in the league, but that happens.
So yeah, they might be sputtering here in February, but we'll see. I mean, they are playing well. But I agree with you. They should be closer to the top. Based on not just on paper, but we'll see, man.
We got some real teams. We got some real legit teams in the running. What about I was going to talk a little bit about PSG as we're highlighting teams. PSG's got a new coach and a new look, but I just finished the game while we hopped on this podcast, and they took an L today, like an ugly L. Like Pochettino doesn't have this team really running. But again, they kind of fall under the same thing as Chelsea, where it's like they got a new manager. They need time. The first game he had them playing, he's playing a 4-4-2. He's playing a 4-4-2, Neymar and Di Maria on the wings, but they're not wingers. They're they come in and float in the middle. And so he's really playing a 4-2-4. Because Di Maria tracks back, but Neymar's not playing defense. But, yeah, they were looking good, and Neymar scored early, and then Lorient just fought back. So
honestly, if he cannot win anything and when I say anything, I'm talking Champions League. if he can't win Champions League at PSG, I think his legacy is over.
Coaching legacy.
Because what Mourinho is doing at Tottenham, he's taking them to the next level. And Poch was so close.
Yes,
but
Poch was in the Champions League final.
He needs to get it done at PSG.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a great players. If he don't, bro, like you said, tarnish legacy for sure. I love Poch. Good guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just seems like a good coach. You know what I'm saying? But
I want him to work well. He's got a Cardi, poor Moise Keane was kind of balling at the end of this little term. And I don't know if Tuchel just didn't fuck with Icardi or what. Maybe Icardi fucked his wife. I don't know. But now that Poch is there, Icardi is solid up top. Solid. That's all the teams. Players to highlight. We talked about Bale. He was on the list. Thiago Alcantara. Finally back on Liverpool's midfield from injury now that they have other people injured. But my only question about him was, is he important? Is he important to Liverpool's success, or is he like an interchangeable midfielder? Do they just need defense?
Great at what he does, and for me, I don't feel like he's somebody extraordinary that makes or breaks them, is what I'm saying. The way Klopp does.
I think we're seeing a pattern where we're just these Bayern Munich players that are coming over to play Liverpool are just underperforming.
Go back to Germany.
What is Thiago doing?
Well, bro, every time I'm watching a game,
been a world-class midfielder. I would have loved Thiago at Arsenal.
Yes.
Sure.
I would have taken Thiago.
Now that I'm seeing him, I'm like, fuck no.
Maybe it's just a different style of play. Liverpool's hella direct.
Yes.
Bayern is passy. Okay, come on. And every time I'm listening to the broadcast, it doesn't matter if it's a normal ass 5-yard pass or if it actually is a good ball. It's, what a silky smooth pass from that boy Thiago.
They hype him up. He's got some record for number of passes in a game that were all forward passes.
Right.
It's what kind of stat is that?
Some ESPN backroom stat. So yeah, okay, that's kind of where I was thinking. That's why I wanted to question that. Is everybody else thirsty on Thiago like this or not? Ndombele was the other player. Talk about midfield. The question isn't how important is he? It's have you been seeing him balling? I got to show you his mixtape. I saw one on YouTube. But Ndombele is really coming into his own on Tottenham. That's pretty much it. Every time I see him get the ball, I just see him almost unnecessarily juke 2 or 3 players. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I feel like he should be taking Tottenham a little bit further, though. Given the personnel he has around him. But again, I'm just not sold on Tottenham as a whole. I don't think it's not a knock on him. I'm just not sold on the team right now, and I don't believe in Jose being the whisperer this year that he has been in years past. So it's not a knock on Dembele, but
I think it's personnel. If Jose could get money, he would buy more players because there's hella injuries.
Hold on a second. Okay, Tottenham. They made it to the Champions League final. What do they need? Like, what's their missing piece? That's a tough question.
A bench.
I can't answer.
A bench.
Oh, no, it's not about
and a keeper.
It's energy and attitude is what I'm referring to, not personnel, because they have personnel. They have a coach, but it's like for whatever reason, it's when they need to perform, they don't. In my right now,
that is real. They even said that on the documentary. Like they're soft. Yeah. They're considered soft.
Yeah, they don't have any fucking heart, man. You see them in the locker room and stuff, and they're bitter amongst themselves.
Do you think Harry Kane or Son is going to get in your face in the middle of the game?
I feel like Harry Kane might. Oh, what, mate? My ankle, mate.
Come on, guys.
I just want to score goals, mate.
He'll slam a beer stein upside your skull.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's most likely to get enough bar fight, but I don't know. I agree with you, but Ndombele has a little bit of that grit. Sissoko is too much of a nice guy. Sissoko's
Reece is gonna run out and get in your face.
Well, I didn't think so till I saw that documentary, and he got in Son's face. He didn't get in nobody's face on the field, but when Son didn't run back for some ball, he came in and busted his ass in the locker room.
When Son tried to come at him, I was like, "Brad, he's valid on that. Run your ass back."
Got some fire. Yeah, Son kind of responded in a real punk way. He was like, "What?" Like, I forget what were you talking? Something like that, but I don't know. I agree, though. I agree. They don't have no grit. Like, they don't look like AJ. Do they look like a team who's going to win something? I think they might win a FA Cup.
No, they seem too soft. Dele Alli is soft. I mean, we haven't seen him however long. The only two wild individuals on Tottenham, I'd say, was Danny Rose. He seemed a little bit loose screws, and then the other right back from PSG.
Oh, Aurier, you're right. Aurier looks like you piss Aurier off, and he'll go off on you. I feel like.
How do you feel about Arsenal? Do you feel like we have energy and we have heart? Like, because this past
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Name me one player on that team. Please do. And I will Venmo you now.
That's real. That's real.
As soon as I signed Alba, he disappeared, bro. God damn.
Yeah.
That is a sad story.
That's real. What about City? You think City's got that grit? Somebody with that grit? Enough of that grit?
I think the only one is like Fernandinho.
Yeah. Fernandinho.
They're all like, pretty boys.
Let's go.
Seems like.
What's his name? Young boy who's getting all the clout. I can't even think of his name right now.
Is that the defender?
No. Phil Foden. Phil Foden.
The midfielder turned.
The midfielder turned goal scorer. Phil Foden. He looks like he's like one of them hood white boys from like London. He looks like he might get in your face. I don't know though. But yeah.
Basement and shit. Mom, leave me alone.
Mom, I'm trying to go pro. Yeah, Phil Foden. You're right. I don't know. So City's starting to play well again. Like they're the same City. Like
they look like they ramping back up. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, but I mean, we as Arsenal fans don't have to be nervous because we're nowhere near placing.
They play Liverpool. Shit, I want to say they play Liverpool next weekend.
That's gonna be a good game.
So we're gonna see. That'll be like a good test to see where everything's at.
Yeah, I mean, Raheem Sterling be consistent. Well, consistent as shit. Yeah, I would say consistent. I like a lot, and he does got a lot of heart. I mean, that team, there are players in there, but yeah, you look at all these teams. I don't see anybody like who has heart on Liverpool like that.
They don't need heart. They got excellent players and excellent strategy. I mean, Mo Salah will chase anything. Mo Salah will run down any fucking thing. They go hard as hell after every ball to win the ball back on defense. Like they shit. Jordan Henderson and James Milner, those are heart guys.
Yeah,
Like,
Those are
they will
very
give
hard
you
guys.
they will give you all the grit you need.
Like how old is James Milner right now?
Dog, and him being that old and he is beating everybody in the fitness tests. Like, how does it feel to come in and this like 15-year veterans like keep up, motherfucker? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, they got all they need. They definitely do.
Plan, we'll win, and do what you got to do. Don't. That's it.
But that's how I feel like their players are interchangeable. You know, like he's a master.
He's definitely got a bench. Zinedine Shaqiri was like one of the world's top at one time. He barely touches the field.
Barely.
And he's been
That's what I'm
just been
saying.
collecting checks and collecting trophies. Went to Bayern, won some shit, won a Champions League. Now over to Liverpool, win it. So yeah, they probably have a lot of competition in training. They have the right amount of like young boys to old head ratio. That's a strong team.
And it's also crazy. I mean, they really haven't, besides Allison, they really haven't, I guess, and Van Dijk, they really haven't shelled out like a crazy amount of money.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Like it seems like very like logical decisions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything Moneyball stuff, Moneyball status. That's how I can't remember the ownership does it. Yeah. Pick the right things, but they're doing it. They're definitely that top team, and they're looking back to being that top team. But I like you highlighting Sterling, because I think Sterling, again, we give Sterling a lot of shit on this show just because I don't know if it's because we want him to be greater or if we just have to accept that like he is where he is. Like he's really fast, was quick with the ball, but will have to be like a side player,
A sidekick.
Yeah, a sidekick, 100%.
He's not going to be your number one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he could go to Barcelona and do really well with Messi or something, like that wing player guy who just gives you what he needs to. But
I want to have a higher ceiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want him to be in that elite conversation year after year.
And it's
because there's these games where he's just like, dude, why don't you do this all the time?
Bruh.
It's tough. I like as a obviously as a black Englishman, like we love fucking Sterling.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just like he's just not able to get to where we want him to get to, which is like in the conversations of the Ronaldos, the Messis. It's like, all right, Sterling, can you get there? But it's like he's just not your guy.
Yeah, he's not your guy. Yeah.
Compare him to Ronaldo and Messi, right? Like you knew those guys were going to be who they are at 16.
Dude.
Those conversations about Raheem Sterling were not going on.
I mean, but he was at Liverpool at 17, and he was tearing it up with Sterling Suarez, the SSS or whatever, Sturridge Suarez Sterling.
Oh, and forget Ronaldo and Messi. Let's Rooney.
Exactly. Just an English
can get
great.
on a higher trajectory than Rooney.
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
Bro, that's been
Andy Cole or
I think that is easily within his grasp though. Maybe not a Messi Ronaldo, but like best, like he's still scoring 20 goals a season, despite what we think about his shooting ability, despite whether or not they're winning titles. Like, especially when Aguero's out, Sterling is their top scorer. I say that as he only has like 10 goals this year, but
do you see the kind of goals he does score? They're like taps or like he's not like
100% beneficiary of Pep's system. I think so.
Or 100% beneficiary of Suarez's work at Liverpool, right?
Right, exactly.
King of
tap-ins. King of tap-ins. We got to mark this guy. We got to mark Aguero. We got to mark, Bernardo Silva, whoever, and he's getting tapped. But still, he's scoring these goals. So,
yeah.
And it's a good segue because, he is often in the news about his like fights, with racial abuse and his constant struggle with that shit. That's another, like he's your consummate English star. Like he is still balling. He's still on one of the top teams and, he's dealing with this shit. But it brings me to this social media thing that I found, and it's a question for you guys. I don't know if y'all have been seeing the reports and like the screenshots of some of these young black players in the league. Reece James, I think Martial. Yeah, like are showing screenshots of like just monkey emojis and fucking like, shut up, like when they lose, like go home, nigga, all this shit. The question is, this is coming on Twitter, this is coming on Instagram. Is it these social media platform's responsibility to do something about it? And if so, what would you do?
That's a little.
Honestly, I think that it is this. I'll go first. I think it is the social media platform's responsibility, and honestly, there should just be words that cannot be typed, or like I feel like you can use machine learning algorithms to suss out what someone is saying, and like if you're targeting a player for a bad performance, you've never messaged them before, you're sending them monkey chants, okay, this player is black, like, okay, should be flagged immediately, can't fucking send that message, and then that person, there should be some sort of consequences.
Yeah. And because it's not just about the players and the abuse of the players, it's kind of towards eradicating racism, right? Like if you can't even say it, if you can't even express it on these platforms is the best place to express your feelings. If you're not allowed to, it kind of silences that.
Like if you think about it, right? Like these platforms have however many like numbers of messages, like billions and billions of messages that people send to each other. You can flag messages. Okay, that's racist. That's racist. That's racist. So when you see a new message being sent and it falls into that category, it should automatically like come up.
Interesting.
Or going along with that, Ash, because I have a counter argument to that. But in terms of like the technology, I do agree that maybe even allow the users to be able to filter messages that have certain content in them. But let's say, hey, I don't want this email, or I don't want to receive messages that say monkey or nigga, whatever in them. And then as soon as they have that, it automatically searches that for it and it'll dump it into a junk box. So you don't even see it. You know what I'm saying?
Like spam mail type shit?
Yeah, almost like spam mail, but for like, your DM.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if email can figure out spam, if Google has got spam technology, like that should apply to Instagram messages with people that are, athletes or whomever it may be.
That I feel like should be the social media company's responsibility to empower people to filter out what messages they want to see or don't want to see.
Oh, so you think it should be on the receiver side to be able to almost police it on the receiver side as opposed to police it on the sender side? Like, no, you're not even allowed to send this. Boom, Well,
or like at least create or build something on there that will just give you the option and the power to do that. Because like, let's be honest, like what truly happens when you flag a message?
Like it goes into a box, right?
It goes into a box. Does somebody read it? Somebody not read it? Like, do you have to hit a million of these messages?
That's what I'm wondering. I think there's like got to be a certain amount of flags or reports,
Exactly.
Some consideration.
As inaction or procrastination on their part just to do that.
But okay, even like switching the topic a little bit, switching the example, even with what happened in DC, right? Like you had all of these like hardcore Trump supporters and they all galvanized, mobilized, and they were sending all these messages amongst each other.
Yeah.
And then it's like after shit has to escalate that much, do social media platforms now step in? It's like, dude, we've been fucking seeing this shit for like a long time. Why does things need to escalate this much for you to be like, oh, maybe we should kick this man off Twitter?
Are they able to now flag or cut off that kind of, I don't even know what you call that other than like QAnon bigotry, like are they able to or like stop mobilization before it happens?
To be fair,
I 100% think you can stop it before it happens. I mean, it is a little bit Minority Report-esque.
Yeah.
But
Minority Report.
To be fair, they did it on a platform though that encouraged a lot of these kind of meetups and this particular type of group. Like they didn't do it on Twitter, right? Like they did it on, I forget what the platform was called.
Oh, but okay. It was like a meetups kind of.
Yeah, and it was like specifically for people with that kind of agenda.
Like a subreddit fucking hole?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, you're right. But that platform was like housed on it was like Amazon and like
It's on Apple.
like iTunes, Apple kicked it off their store, and Google kicked it off their store, etc. But I understand, like, yes, we do need like platforms where we can freely express whatever the fuck we want to express. But there's just some shit that's just right and wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, why should we be able to create a channel where we're just like anti a certain type of people?
Well,
like, that just should not be allowed.
Who regulates that? Should it be, you know, and again, that kind of goes into kind of governmental stuff. You can't necessarily regulate private companies just for the hell of it. But like my issue is, if it's not going to happen on Twitter and if it's not going to happen on Facebook, and I'm sure they are even thinking about this, it's going to happen somewhere. You know, some new app might be developed, or it might be on a subreddit, or
right.
You know,
but those apps have to be housed somewhere, right? So they're going to have to go to Apple,
Amazon storage,
Google,
right, Microsoft,
Android, or iPhone.
That's real.
Yeah. I mean, and for me, like, I think the big thing too is that you are getting into government stuff right there, and what the regulations and the laws are behind that, because they go ahead and start becoming the editor-in-chief of every social media post that comes out, then it puts those companies in a precarious situation. So they lose protections to not be sued and investigated because they choose to not regulate what people post. It's, I forget what law it is. It's like something 203 or section 203 or something like that, that legally
it's almost like plausible deniability. We don't look at nobody's shit, so you can't tell us that we arranged a murder or arranged for Trump to be president. Yeah, that's real.
So it's like, it's specifically on there, and that's what the internet was kind of based off
that's
of. They're
crazy.
Like, realize that this is a platform where anybody's going to be able to post anything, and it's like the Wild West. In order for us to not be liable because, you know, Matt decided to have this bomb ass podcast on the internet, dark person and stuff, you know, we don't want to be sued on behalf of Matt and the crazy stuff that the Arsenal fans say on his show. So So, you know, if they start regulating Matt's show, Matt's going to get upset, and, you know, he's going to start suing, like, whoa, why don't you regulate the Arsenal page? What's going on? You know, like, so if they do it to one, they got to do it to all. And there's millions of users on there. They don't want to get their hands messy with that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, it had to come down to some criminal activity. Like signing Mikel Arteta. No, I'm just kidding. Like the attack on the Capitol, you know, for them to kind of mobilize and have a reason to actually ban and suspend his account, you know. So
they gave him something to like this is legal now. Now it's legal.
Now it's legal. Like, you were doing something illegal out here. We can't stand for that. We can't be behind that. But we can't just randomly decide to suspend your account when we want to.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Which
That's
is
crazy.
why, just like Robin Hood, did some illegal shit, and they fucking y'all seen everything going on. Can we talk about that really quick?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we're finishing up. AJ's laughing. We talked about this a little bit. But
the little man from getting his bread and letting the people at home with the hedge funds fucking continue to trade. That's some bullshit, bro. That is some fuck.
But I mean, if the little man's trading on Robinhood, I mean, it's not just the Robinhood users who are fucking up this stock. Like, and if that's the case, if it's just that, then go hop on E-Trade, go hop on Fidelity, and go trade. But I don't know.
You guys, all I'm going to say on this is, you guys have seen Wolf of Wall Street. Pumping and dumping is illegal. Now, there was no information that was, I guess, private. It was on a public forum on Reddit. However, you cannot artificially inflate prices for no fucking reason. You just cannot do that.
This is spoken from a.
No.
Yeah, it happens on the biggest like stocks and companies. Like,
I mean, but a lot of those get arrested. Like, if it's as obvious. I mean, it doesn't even have to be
Jordan
as obvious.
Belfort went to jail for what he did.
Yeah.
And that Leonardo DiCaprio played role.
Yeah.
Lying to people. I mean, nobody lied about
why the fuck. Sorry?
GameStop was going to the trash. You know, like, it was going bankrupt.
They blew a Blockbuster too.
That was public now.
BlackBerry. AMC. Who the fuck is going to the movie theater?
You know, but I mean, how do you? All right, they didn't, but it's not like GameStop. The CEOs asked people to dump money into the company. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it was like nostalgic, millennials with money who were like, "Yo, put your money in, save GameStop. Let's save AMC. Let's save our childhood."
But it wasn't for the purpose of
That was not the narrative.
It wasn't for the purpose.
That was not. Hey, let's save.
That might be the narrative, actually.
No, fucking Golden Hostess is going out of business. No, they fucking targeted GameStop because it had massive short positions. People that were betting for the stock to go down, and they pooled a shit ton of money. Like, think about it. There were 2 million people in that Reddit group. So say just everyone invests $1,000. That is $2 billion in cash pumped into GameStop. When was the last time you were in a GameStop?
These fuckers only gave me $3
for a return. You probably try to return your Xbox.
That's exactly why I don't go to GameStop.
Yeah, from an Xbox.
That is the reason I don't go to GameStop.
To resell it for $20.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly why I don't go to GameStop. But that is true. Like GameStop, unlike, these other places that these hedge funds put their money into or put short positions to, like you said, it was public knowledge. So we're going to short GameStop. They're already doing poorly. It makes more sense. We're going after that money. But to just organize people to fake, pump money into a stock, it's illegal. So it is crazy. But I do get the narrative of the little guy versus the big guy.
Tired of waiting for the stimulus. We stimulated ourselves.
But hey, guess what? Maybe y'all want to buy some GameStop today. Shit, that could be going to $500.
It's still going. Yeah, it's still going up. Maybe the Robinhooders, honestly, they're doing it on Robinhood. They're cutting it off on Robinhood to protect some of these dummies who are just like, $5 million. I'm on it.
Charles Schwab, E-Trade. I mean, pick your poison.
Hop on it.
Shit, ride the wave.
Stocks and investing is a risky business in itself, right? Like they tell you before you even sign up on Robinhood, you might lose some money.
You will lose some money.
The casino won't even tell you that. Robinhood's like, yo, bro, like you could lose some money on here.
Yeah.
We'll help you as much as we can, but
you definitely could lose money shorting a stock because when you bet for the stock to go up, like it can go to infinity. When you're betting for the stock to go down and it's going against you, the stock can go to infinity. And that was part of the problem, was that you're getting squeezed because you basically are borrowing shares to buy them back at a lower price. So you put up margin. So as that stock is going higher, you're having to give out more. You're in order for you to keep your position, you have to outlay more margin. So as that shit has gone from fucking whatever it was, $10 or $5 to $150, $200, $400, and you're still short that position, you're getting fucked.
You're out. Yo, E-Pray Ball is now giving financial lessons from you can obviously guess this man works at a hedge fund. You already know Ash Austin killing. E-Pray Ball, we're going to start giving financial advice. We'll start spitting it out on the Instagram page.
So I'm very long Twinkies. I just got a shit ton of Twinkies in the pantry. They are highly short squeezed. I'm hoping that my physical Twinkies I can sell for hundreds of dollars. That's all I'm saying.
You heard it right here first. Do not invest in Twinkies, but if you have them, if you have ding dongs, get out. Get out now. Well, we gotta close up, y'all. But I have to ask one more question before we get up out of here. It is the time for the segment at the end of the show I call Kit Drip. It is Kit Drip Wars. I'm about to share my screen.
Whose jersey is this?
This is Club America's new third kit.
Yo. Well,
that's fire.
Pogba will play well in this too.
It is a hell of a design. It's hella Mexican too, which is dope.
Yeah, with the
got the little Home Depot logo in here. Let's see, this will probably give you a better idea. This shit is
a fly ass kit for sure. That's probably the best kit I've ever seen. Besides the Nigerian teams.
Yeah, Nigeria's lit. But I'm putting it up against this year's PSG fourth kit. Hold on,
Yo,
let's just do this.
For the third kit, that maroon shit is fuego, my guy.
I can't deal with the third kit. That maroon with the white stripe with the on the shoulder pads. It just looks ridiculous to me. But what do you think about their fourth kit? They made a fourth kit, by the way, Thomas, because they knew that maroon shit was trash. They were like, let's just put some new shit out ASAP. This is like a little render of it. Let me see. I'm gonna find it in actual kit form.
Oh, it's kind of tough. Tie-dye is like, we live in LA.
He said tie-dye.
It's like,
somebody's selling these in Venice.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's on the boardwalk with somebody's
So Club America's killing this?
The only thing about this tie-dye shirt is the Jordan. That's about it.
Yeah.
That Jordan logo is lit, just floating in that pink. He is just floating in the nebula.
Yeah. I'm going Club America's.
All right, about the dump. Huh?
Joe, what you think? What are you going, PSG or Club America?
I'm going Club America, man.
Oh, man. Thomas, you're Club America too?
Club America, baby.
It's a dope-ass jersey. I guess I'm going to go. Unanimous.
Club America.
He said he's about to buy it right now.
You're probably paying $200, which is 90% just because of the Jordan logo on that second one.
And get this, Club America is only $89.99 for you guys.
Send me the link. I'm buying that
World
jersey.
Soccer Shop.
World Soccer Shop, baby.
We out here.
Soccer.com, baby.
Soccer.com. I feel like I got one from World Soccer Shop, and I feel like the letters are peeling in the first week. I was a little tight, not gonna lie.
That should be happening, man. There's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, wait. We already talked about the tips of washing and drying jerseys. Do we have that discussion?
Of them changing from the Redskins?
To keep no. Washing your jerseys.
Oh, I thought you were like Washington's new logo or something. My bad. I was not even paying attention.
You wash it cold for sure. Do you not dry it, or do you just let it air dry?
Eat, Pray, Ball. We're not only giving financial tips, we're giving cleanliness tips as well, home economics. Wash your jerseys inside out, cold water, okay? These jerseys are durable as hell, so I dry them. I just dry them on low air. I have a Chelsea jersey that I've had for years, and I play in that.
But it's okay.
You got to
through the dryer.
You don't put jerseys in the dryer? You do.
I just hang them up. No, I hang them up on the clothesline.
This man, he wants his stuff to last.
My Barcelona jersey, the pink one, started peeling the Qatar on it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
it rubs together in the dryer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it rubs together in the dryer. So you got to put it on like tumble low.
For real. All right, cool, man. Good tip.
My man. Eat, Pray, Ball. That's how we do for you guys. Every day. Dropping new knowledge on you. Well, we up out of here, y'all. Joe, I very much appreciate you coming on. I hope you continue to come on because love your insight, love your input, love your fandom, So definitely appreciate having you. Big Dog Thomas. We will catch you guys. Ash, thank you very much. It's the Eat, Pray, Ball podcast. And we out of here.
Okay.
I just want to move my niggas out the hood. I just want to make sure that my mama good. I just want to make sure all our pockets full. If you my nigga, then you my nigga. Understood. Yeah.